the technology stage talking about talk as technology. And the idea was to introduce the New Scientist Live audience to conversation analysis and what it is that we actually do. So I started off by showing them how conversation analysts work by collecting hundreds of recordings of the same type of encounter, trying to understand the component features that comprise the complete activity. And then I gave them some examples, so starting with the very ordinary kinds of things that we study, so people saying hello, what can go wrong after a hello, and how consequential it can be to understand just the basic workings of hello, for then understanding a more consequential kind of environment when hellos and how are yous sort of break down, maybe in a business kind of environment. Bearing in mind that the called person is not asking back, how are you? This is what happens.
Not too bad.
So the salesperson has not been asked how he is, but nevertheless, he's so scripted, he just says, not too bad. This seemed to work quite well to communicate to people why it is that a precision-timed, finely grained analysis of interaction has big payoffs when it comes to understanding conversations that matter.
People immediately found it relevant. They understood exactly why you'd want to analyse conversation in that way, because so much of our interactions with technology involve attempts to emulate human interaction. So it was very easy for them, at least, to make the association to artificial intelligence and various attempts to create robotics that interact naturally, and failures in the most part to do so. And then we invited them to come and join in with the Conversational Rollercoaster, which was their opportunity to try the very practices that Liz had been explaining about transcription, data gathering, collecting, looking with their own human interactional skills and eyes and perceptions at the ways that people are interacting around the talkie-walkie table, and then picking out things to collect and observe.
What we've been doing for the last 4 days is using the talkie-walkie as a data source so that we can capture people's talk in flight and show them how we analyse it as conversation analysts.
So for example, we have people coming onto a table, just ordinary people out of the public, having conversations, chit-chatting, talking about anything and everything.
We've been showing people transcription and analysis and sort of some basic observations about the kinds of things that happen in the talkie-walkie as part of a wider project to explain conversation analysis to members of the public, to get them interested in understanding that we need a science of interaction.
For today, a lot that I've been doing is sort of looking and trying to get a sense of how is interaction in talkie-walkie different to just a group of friends sat around a table talking. Because if you want to talk like all sat with people around a table, you can just start talking, and the normal things that we do to say, oh, you're the next person that's due to speak, or I'm just finishing, that kind of thing. There's this whole extra level of you can talk, but if the microphone isn't pointed at you, you're not like the ratified or like confirmed next speaker.
Yeah, it's been so exciting, and what's been really great today, we've been looking at how people got the microphone when they wanted it, and I've been working with the public to look at what we could see, what people were doing and what people were saying, and all day looking at hundreds of people having the same interaction.
Every day I go to work and I analyze conversations. I take conversation recordings and I look at them and I try and find the underlying organization. How do they work? How do they function? What makes them tick? And now I'm doing that live as fast as possible and getting so much data all at once to give me more ideas and more information about talk and conversation. It's really great.
Often you dread sort of so what questions. Why does what's happening around the table today matter for me or matter for my life? But actually, because all of us here are using these methods that we've seen today, but for other applications, we can answer that question quite easily. Because obviously talk and interaction are incredibly important for what we all do every day, and managing those interactions well.
Completely different way of working. Usually I'm working in isolation. It's a nice kind of quiet room. You can kind of focus in on the data a lot more. It's more kind of on the fly, I suppose.
People were saying they were really excited to find out more. They sat with us, watched us do some live transcription, some live data analysis, and the main thing that people were saying was, tell me more. Where can I find out more? Can I go on the internet? Where can I learn these skills? And tell me more examples of the amazing things that you can do with this methodology.
This is actually science happening live, which is fantastic. We're actually coming up with results, as well as relying on previous results to give us more information about what we're doing today.
Yeah, there was so much that was interesting today, and I think the more we do it, the more sort of slick and streamlined we can get at making it work better.
And we found that people were so enthusiastic about it, and they kind of got what we were doing so immediately. It was quite a contrast in some ways to the experience of explaining this methodology in other kinds of academic contexts. People just get it.